Mike Tyson. Iron Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Sure, you've heard about it by now, but there's some new information you probably haven't heard or thought about that I just found out about yesterday that I think is really critical to expectations going forward toward this fight. So this fight is set to occur at, I believe, the AT&T Arena in Texas on July 20th, so 4 months. 4 months away. Now, initially I heard about this, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, and it piqued my interest because Mike Tyson will be 58 years old as he steps into that ring July 20th to face Jake Paul, who is extremely controversial, certainly as much a showman as he is a fighter, but nonetheless has demonstrated that he can fight. And he stirs up a lot of emotions and puts a lot of people in seats and eyes on the screen. But he will be 27 years old. So Mike Tyson, 58-year-old, old guy with an illustrious, legendary boxing career behind him or backing him up. So he's going to step in the ring and step toe-to-toe with Jake Paul, who will be 27 years old at that time, then and there. Jake Paul being in his prime, he's got the advantage of youth. He's got that indestructibility characteristic that when you were young, you know what I'm talking about. If you're old now, you feel like you're bulletproof when you're that age. When you're 27 years old, you can bounce back from anything. You just hit the ground and roll and bounce like a rubber ball. When you get old, turn into old guys like our age and even at Mike Tyson's age at 58 then and there, you don't hit the ground and bounce and roll so much anymore. You tend to be more like a cube and you hit the ground and scrape and grind. So, big question is what can we expect from this fight? Initially, I saw that it was being billed as an exhibition boxing event. So that discouraged me. I thought, exhibition boxing event. But then still, there's a couple of reasons why somebody would do that. Number one, you might do that if it's not going to rise to the same serious expectations of a professional boxing, sport of boxing, professional event. As a professional, sanctioned, licensed by the commission boxing event. So if it's not going to rise to that level of sincerity, it's not going to be a legit boxing match, technically, then an exhibition could be anything from just sensationalized sparring event, where there's a little give and take back and forth, and you get to see a legendary fighter come into the ring and pretty much basically go through the motions and spar and play around against a current guy who's in his prime, and he has the benefit of youth and all the shit that comes with that, all the freebies that come with that. Not to say he's not extremely well trained and that he puts in the work and the effort. I'm sure that he certainly does, but nonetheless, that younger guy, just a basal foundation comparison. The younger guy is going to have the advantage of faster reflexes. He's going to just have better timing. He's going to have better flexibility. He's going to have better joints. He's going to have better physicality generally. He's going to have more wind generally, much more easily for a 27-year-old guy to get into shape or to achieve a peak level of condition than it is a 58-year-old guy if you're comparatively looking at them together. What is going to be peak at that 58-year-old's level that he can achieve versus what is going to be peak at that 27-year-old's level that he can achieve. When you put them side by side, yeah, you can look at the 58-year-old guy and you can say, damn, kudos to him. That's outstanding condition for an old guy. But when he steps into the ring against this 27-year-old current guy who's at the top of his game right now, now it's measure for measure. Now it's not for an old guy or for a young guy. It's going to be fighter to fighter. And whatever you bring is what you bring. You run what you brung. You run what you brung. So that could be one reason why you would go with an exhibition type of disclosure or label an event as an exhibition boxing event. But the flip side of that is you could do that because you want to circumnavigate and go around all the criteria you would have to fulfill. You wouldn't have to get the same licensing. You wouldn't have to achieve the same sanctioning. So would the commission even sanction? Would they even license and approve of a 58-year-old guy stepping in the ring against a 27-year-old guy? Right. So if you didn't want to, maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. But if you didn't want to even have to go through it and find out and deal with it, but you wanted to bring the fight to the table and make it happen, you could just go the route of choosing to bring it in under the guise of an exhibition match, just for the sake of avoiding all that shit, so you can get the job done and make it happen. Okay, so what to expect? So you wouldn't know. You don't know which one of those it is. So I've turned it over in my mind and I thought, it's all going to come down to what Mike Tyson's determination level is. What's the level of his determination and sincerity going into this match? And there's all kind of things you can discuss when you start thinking about that. But it all becomes a moot point because yesterday I learned, it's been announced, that they're not going for that exhibition shit. That Mike Tyson's camp, and Jake Paul, to his credit, is also in agreement. They want to have this to be a licensed, sanctioned, professional, certified boxing event. That this will go on their recorded records for both fighters, and it does rise to the qualifications of that, provided they can achieve that sanctioning and that licensing from the commission. But that's what they're after. That's what Mike Tyson's after. Previously, there had been rumors they're going to wear headgear, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. What are they going to do with the rounds? How are they going to, But no, that's all out the window. Their intent is to get in there and actually have a boxing match, a legit professional boxing match. There's not going to be any headgear, any of that kind of bullshit. So this is a real fight. For anybody that had any doubt, which I had doubts, but this is a real fight. This is a real fight. So I'm not surprised, but I'm really happy to hear that because now I'm doubly interested in it, and it's going to be broadcast on Netflix, so it's easily available. You can easily gain access to it if you're not forking over the coin to go and see it live. So I'll be watching it on Netflix, but that takes all of the questions and speculation out of it as far as what Mike Tyson's intent is, what his level of determination is. Clearly, if this is the route that they're going, Mike Tyson is going in there to actually fight. He's going in there to be that pit bull. He's going in there to be Iron Mike Tyson once again. Once again. Previously I was thinking, well, you never know. He could have it in his gut that this is something he needs to do as a man. He just needs to do it at least just this one more time to prove it to himself and to demonstrate to the world, because sometimes in life the demonstration is critical. We all know that if you've been around long enough in enough places. So, we got a real fight coming. Although some people have come out and said Jake Paul should be ashamed of himself, that it's ridiculous and dishonorable and every other thing, and it's almost akin to elder abuse that he's going to fight a guy 30 years and some odd months older than himself in the ring on July 20th, but that's still Iron Mike Tyson. He may not be, the 20-year-old Tyson, the 18-year-old Tyson, even the 30-year-old Tyson, but he's still Tyson. He's still Tyson. He still has all of those skills that he used to have. The question is, can he sharpen those back up? Can he sharpen those tools back up? Is he capable of knocking out Jake Paul? Yes, absolutely. We've seen him knock people out. He's capable of knocking Jake Paul out. Will he be able to do it now? Will he be able to fulfill it? Will he be able, at 58 years old, to bring his body up to a level of conditioning and performance that he has the speed, the agility, the wind, and the determination and the heart? Can he maintain that, bring that into the ring, open that up and exploit all of that to get into a position where he can land the kind of contact that he can do what Mike Tyson used to be known for doing? If he can bring that, if he can bring 80% of that, I think it'd be a great fight. And again, as an older guy, I want to see him knock this motherfucker out. I'd love to see him stop this guy. but he is still 30 years older than Jake Paul. So what do you think is going to happen? We'll see what's going to happen, man. We'll see what's going to happen. I think it equates to that line in that Rocky movie where Rocky's son is out in front arguing with his father in front of Rocky's restaurant on the street, and he says to him, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing it? It's all everybody's talking about. It's all everybody talks about. It's overshadowed everything going on in my life. That's all they want to know about. Why are you doing this now at this age? Why? You're making such a scene of yourself, display, putting on this big, huge display right now." And Rocky says to him, because he's still a man, because he still has something left in the basement, that he's still a man. He's still a man. And these times, in this world, in this society, so many old guys out there, you fucking guys have bought into this bullshit. You've bought into it wholly. And they've opened the box for you and said, "Look how comfortable it is in here. Look at all this nice padding, and why don't you just climb in there and lay down and see how it fits? Just try it on, because you know you're heading there. You don't have long." And the majority of you fucking guys, you fucking men that come from backgrounds that, that you fucking demonstrated, you were the shit. And now you've basically given all that up, and you've already got one foot in that fucking box. You pretty much are getting comfortable in there. You're ready to get in there. And then all that's left is to close the fucking lid on you. So, it's something to think about. Remember who you were. Remember what and who you are. Anyway, that's it. Let's see what happens. I'm rooting for Tyson, man. I want to see him stop this guy. Let me know what you think. You guys take care. Have an awesome day.